Kdenlive is an open source software that you can use and reuse and share with your friends. So to get to Kdenlive, all you need to do is to come to kdenlive.org/inc to give you the English version of it. Okay, and to download the free software, all you need to do is just move to download over here, and you can see it down here. It's available in different versions for different machines, different operating systems. You can have it for Windows, you can have it for Linux operating system, and you have it for Mac operating system as well, especially for Intel users of Mac. Let's start by downloading the software and installing it, and I'll show you exactly the process on how to use it for beginners purpose. So let's get started. I've just installed it, so I just click to open it. All right, so once you open your Kdenlive, this is what you will see. This is the platform. So generally you will have the project bin at the top left over here, and then you have the clip monitor and you have the project monitor. Down here you have the timeline, and over here you have the effects compositions, what we refer to as the effect properties task bar. You see it over here. So over here you have the description of the kind of media you brought in. Is it a video, which is something like this, or is it an audio, which is something like this? And you have other properties like the lock and unlock buttons. Okay, and down here you have the effect, the playing control. Okay, so you can play, you can pause, you can move from one clip to another. So all you need to do is to start from the project bin, where you can import your media, be it a photo, be it an audio or a video. Okay, so you can come over here to this small import, small arrow. You can just click and you can add media from, you can add a clip or you can add a folder if you want to work on different subfolders. You can add color clip, or you can add image sequence, or you can add title clips or thereabout. Or you can just click on this second one to just quickly add a folder and you can start. And then you can come over here and you can click on this small icon, and you will have the option to incorporate different kind of properties on the media that you've uploaded. If you want to show the dates, you want to show description, and you want to show ratings, you can click to enable all this in the media you've just uploaded. And over here you have the sort icon. You can sort it according to coloration or thereabout. So to start with, let's try to import a media from a clip. Okay, so let's try to add a clip from our computer. So just click to add it, and then you can navigate within your system to find the location where you have saved that particular media that you want to bring in. So for example, I want to bring in this video that comes in with an audio as well. So once you select it, you click on OK, it's going to be automatically be imported. So once a video is imported, you will have two screens like I've explained before. This is the clip monitor. As you double click over here, you will be able to see the video preview from the clip monitor. And when you bring the video down to the timeline, that's when you see the video playing on the clip on the project monitor. So right now, once you hit on this play, it's going to start playing from the clip monitor. So you can play it to have a preview. So this is from the clip monitor. And then once you want to bring in a media into it, one thing we should pay attention to is the importation properties. This is asking us to change or to switch the clip to 1920 by 1070. This is what it has. So we can say switch to just take it at 30 frame rates per second. You can try to drag the clip by just clicking and holding, and once you bring it into the timeline, you can see the preview. You can see how it is being dropped. You can move it around the clip. You can start from the beginning, or you can start from anywhere within the timeline. Okay, so let's say we start from the beginning and just withdraw our hand. And if you want to kickstart the clip from the project menu or from the timeline, you just need to hit the space bar, or you can come you just need to come to the project menu and you can just hit on the play, and it's going to start playing, and it's going to start playing from the timeline. And if you want to play from the clip monitor, you can start playing from here. So this is the first thing on how to bring in. So there are different kind of effects, compositions, clip properties, which at any given point, if you want to see the properties of a particular clip, once you click on this clip properties, you see it over here. You have all the properties you are looking out for on this particular clip. And down here, you have other options like the properties, and like the audio properties, you have it over here, like the markers. If in cases when you have markers in the video, you will be able to have it here. The metadata, if you have any, and the analysis, if you have any, you will see them all from here. But right now we are just concentrating on the general properties of the clip. And then down here, go back to the clip bin. So the next thing you want to do is you can lock and unlock the timeline so that you may not be able to add anything. So once you lock this and you lock the audio channel, you may not be able to add anything. So if, for example, we try to duplicate this by just right clicking on this clip, and we can come over here and say duplicate this clip, and we try to drag it and drop it in. You can see it cannot enter the timeline because we've locked it. So if you want it to enter, then you have to unlock this. Okay, you can have to unlock this, and then you, at this point now, you'll be able to enter, and you can see it has been added to the same timeline. Let me take you through some of the key properties of the timeline. So for example, the first is you may want to edit this clip. Okay, so do not use this timeline during the editing. You can just kind of disable a given timeline using this this icon, or you can use the selection tool or the shortcut key S. Once you use the selection tool, you'll be able to move the clip just like so. You can select it, you can drag it and move it left or right as you so wish. The next is the clipping or the razor tool, which you can reach by using the Ctrl X. So once you hit on the razor tool, you will be able to have this red line, which it enables you to cut at any given point of your choice. So if you want to cut here, you just need to left click, and you can see it has just cut that place. You can left click here and it cuts the clip also at that point. Left click and it cuts it at that very point. So another thing you may want to do is maybe at a given point, you may want to delete a given section of the clip. So let's say we'll go back to the selection tool, and maybe you want to delete this section of the clip by just selecting, right clicking, and we have a bunch of options. For example, there are two things we may do. We may delete we may extract the effect, okay? Or let's say we may delete selected item. Once we click on delete selected item, we can see it has just deleted the selected item from here. And we can undo this, and then we can do a ripple delete, which we can do. It will delete it and it will not leave any space. So which means it will grab this end of the clip and connect it to the other end. So this is ripple delete. And to do that, you can just do extract clip. So once you do extract clip, you can see it has removed it, and then bring back the other clip section and clip it to the other end. Okay, so this is ripple delete. Another way you can do this is you can still select it, right click and say delete selection, and then you can come over here and right click on the empty space and remove space. So once you remove space, you can see it has done the same thing. So it removes the space and it clips the other end to the other end. Okay, so this is how to do ripple delete in Kdenlive. So the next property is the space tool. Okay, you can use that. You can do that by using Ctrl M, and what this enables you to do is to move the whole clip without tempering or altering with the spacing in between. So if you select this space tool, all you need to do is to come over here and you try to select. You can see it has selected the entire clips, and once you move, it's going to move the entire clip left or right without mindless of the spacing in between. Or ordinarily, without selecting the space tool, if you are on the selection tool, if you try to move, it's not going to move just like so, except if you want to move a clip at a time. Okay, one clip at a time. But if you have the space tool selected, you can move the entire clip together. Okay, so you can see you can move it left or right at the same time. Next is we have the slipping tool. Okay, slip tool enable you to move the clip forward or backward within a particular clip. And then we have the ripple tool. Okay, so ripple tool can enable you to trim the video from left, just like so. You can drag and it will trim it from left, or you can drag and trim it from the right as well. So it will still trim from the right. Once you select, you can see it is trimming the video from the right. And you can increase the length of the video as well. You can increase by just coming to the extreme end and just clicking on drag, and it will expand the video. Okay, as far as it's not reached the end of it all, and it's going to keep expanding. So this is about these properties. Next is in cases when you want to add a clip, whether it's an audio or a video, you can just come down here and you can just come over here to one of these selections, to one of these arrows. You just right click and you can say insert a track. You can insert a track, or you can delete a track, or you can normalize audio, thumbnails, or thereabout. You can just insert a track, and this properties taskbar will come up. So you have the option to either insert a video track if you want to insert a video, or you insert an audio track or AV track or audio record track. Okay, if you want to record from Kdenlive. So let's say you want to insert a video, you have to specify the location also. Is it going to be under, or is it going to be above? So let's say we're inserting above, we are inserting a video clip, and let's say we're inserting it under. Okay, so inserting it under, and once you can give it a name if you want. Otherwise, it's going to take in the continuation of the track name. So you can give it maybe trial. And once you hit on OK, you can see it has brought in another clip. So this is how to basically add a reduced clip. So you can see it, this is a trial clip. If you want, you can rename other clips as well. So you can just select, double click, and you can put the clip 1 or clip A. And then you can come down also here and just select, double click, and you can name it clip C or thereabout. You can name your click at anyhow you want it. The next thing is you can zoom in and out of the timeline using the zoom tool over here. Okay, so you can zoom in to see the entire, or to zoom out, you can zoom out to see the clip very clearly. So in cases of editing, when you are editing during the process, you'll be able to see it clearly. And if you want to see the entire clip, you can just zoom out so you can see the entire clip just like so within the timeline. Okay, so to zoom in and out is a very cool feature to enable you edit very properly. Now the next thing we want to do is to bring in some text or something like a title that we can put at the beginning of our video. So to put in a text, all you need to do is to come to the drop down over here. You can just click in add title clip, and it will bring the title bar over here. Okay, so this is title bar. You just click anywhere and you can just type your text, welcome. So you can select it, you can double click over here, and you have a bunch of properties over here. For example, you just have the zoom in and out, and you have the X and Y axis where you can rotate through the different axes. You can rotate through X, Y, Z axis, just like so. And you have the option to align the text. For example, I can align it center, and I can align it to bottom center as well. So it's now fully centralized, and you can have different kind of properties over here, like the different font styles. You can check different font style. If you have downloaded any font style, you will surely find it over here. Okay, so you can just select any font style of your choice, and you can just select it and enable it to this. Okay, so let's say welcome to my channel, and down here you have the option to play around with the sizing. You can increase or decrease the sizing as appropriate. You can make it bold, or you can make it normal, or you can make it light as you so wish. So make sure you just select it, select the entire thing, and you can do all that. You can bring in, you can change the color, you have the color properties. You can just move around, select anywhere within, and if you're starting with this, so you can increase or decrease the opacity from here from 100 to 0, or increase or decrease accordingly. And you can see the preview from here, and once you're done, you say okay, and you can see it has been added. So this is solid. If you want to make it gradient, you can make it gradient as well. So let's say I change this font style. Okay, I don't too much like it, so let's say I use this Nile. So down here you can incorporate shadow over here, and you can put in some blur effect, and give it some blur effect, and put in some offset. It will just offset it from the original position. Okay, you can give it some offset, and you can see the effect coming out. Okay, so you can put some background over here. So you can align left, right, center if you want from here as well, or you can increase or decrease the letter spacing from here. You can put in effect, the typewriter effect if you want, and play around with more features over here. And down here you have the X and Y axis in cases when you want to align, just like what you have done here. You can increase or decrease the height and width, and then you can bring in more text if you want. You can add an image to this, or you can bring in a shape to this, or you can add a rectangle thereabout. If you want to put a rectangle behind your text, you can easily put it so that it pops up very clearly. So once you are done with this, you can come down here and show grid lines. If in cases when you want to show grid lines, or you don't want to show grid lines, you can uncheck that over here. You can see it very clearly. If you want to show grid lines, you can increase to show. You want to increase the sizing, you can easily do that, and you can see it very clearly coming up. So all this you can do from the text or title clip properties. You can check show background. If you want to show a background, you can show a sample just from the existing place where the clip is, so that you can have a clear understanding of where the text on how it's going to look like on your main video clip. So you can uncheck this, or you can check it. You can make it black if you want. You can check it, or you make it checkered just like so. I think I preferred it like this. And you have the coloration to the grid lines or the guides. You can change the color from red to any color of your choice. You can make it blue maybe, and you can see the effect. Okay, so once you're done with everything, you can just click on this and just say create text, and you can see it added over here. So you can easily drag and drop it wherever you want within the timeline, okay, within the clip timeline. So you can come over here and you see a preview of it. You can see the preview right over here. And if you want to edit anything, for example, you found out that the color is not compatible with what you have, you can easily double click this and you can come over here, select the entire text, and then you can change the coloration from here. Maybe probably make it black and say okay. And you can update the title. And you can see it has just updated. So you can see it over here. I think this is kind of visible from at this point. So this is how to add clips and to update at any given point. The next thing I want to show us is how to add transitions within clips. Okay, so for example, this is a clip that we caught at this point, and we want to show a transition from between point 1 and point 2. So all you need to do is to select it, right click, and you can come all the way to inside a composition, and we can say wipe effect, composite and transfer. So let's say we do wipe effect, so we'll just click to insert it, and you can see the wipe effect. And once you select the wipe effect, you can come to properties and you see the range of properties from effects and compositions of that particular transition that you just added. So you have the option to use the selection tool. Once you're on the selection tool, you can come over here to the edge of it, and you can just click and drag it to reduce the sizing, the time of the transition. You can reduce it, and if you want to see it clearly, you can increase or you can zoom out so that you can see it possibly very clearly. So this is, you can just increase or decrease to make it shorter, and then you can come all the way if you want to duplicate the same effect, because once you select this effect, you can see once you select this effect, you can come to the properties over here. You can say none, which is dissolve. It will just dissolve. Or if you want to put in other properties, you can see over here, for example, you can do bilinear, or you can have other effects as well. Okay, burst, you can have this burst effect. You can make it automatic or background, and you can do invert or revert as the case may be. And if you want to repeat the same thing over here, or you can move it to the other clip if you so wish, or if you want to copy it, you can just right click on it, copy, or you can edit the duration on your own. And then maybe let's say we can zoom out, and then we can paste it somewhere here. You can paste this particular effect, so you can just paste it, and you can see it over here. Usually I just drag it and paste it here so I can have it clearly on both sides. All right, so let's try to preview the transition effect and see how it's going to look like. I think this kind of looks cool depending on what you want to do. If you want to invert it, you can invert. Just make sure you select the clip, then you can come over here and say invert, or you can revert. So let's see the effect and how it's going to look like. I think this kind of looks cool depending on what you want to use it for, on how you want to transit from one clip to another. This can be very, very helpful to you. So you have a range of properties to play around with on each of the transitioning effects. You can have them over here, and on any clip, I forgot to mention that on any clip, once you click on it, you have effects over here. You will have a bunch of options, okay, features over here. You have the video properties over here, and you can have audio properties over here, and you have favorites over here. Okay, show all the favorites that you've saved, and you can see them over here. So all the effects, the video effects, you can find them over here. So for example, you can come to color and image correction. You can have different kind of LUTs. You can apply LUTs, or you can have different kind of properties that you can apply. So let's try to put in some LUTs and see the effect on our video. Just select, drag and drop it, and you can see it has quickly changed the entire video, okay, to something else. And you can easily have the properties of that particular LUTs that you've applied by just coming to effect and compositions over here. So you can see the properties over here. You can select anyone. You can make it cinematic, you can make it tetrahedral or nearest, and you can play around with this very easily. Okay, and once you're done, or you want to play around with more effect, you can reset the effect, or you can save this as a preset if you so like it. When we preview it by hitting the spacebar, you will see how it has changed everything. And I think this kind of looks cool. So there are other bunch of properties like the blur effect and the deprecated effect, the motion effect. You can check out the motion effect. You can do fade in, fade out, nervous, vintage. You can do freeze in, freeze out, all from here. Okay, so feel free to just experiment it and see. And you have other audio options. Okay, so you have audio options. You can change the audio to any option of this of your choice. So you feel free to try it and see how it works. So there are a bunch of things to try. You have the clip properties. We've explained this. You can have a look at the history of what you have been working on, and you can see all the things that we have worked on this particular video editing. So at any given point, you can refer to a given point and you see the effect, or you see the video how it was looking like before the lot, for example, before we apply the lot and after we apply the lot. You can see all from the history tab over here. One last thing that you may want to do is to export your project. So once you are certain with what you have, you are done editing and you are very comfortable with the editing that you've done, you want to export your video, all you need to do is to come to project over here, or let's say you save it as a Kdenlive file. You can come to file over here and just click on save, and you can just define the directory where you want to save it. For example, I come to my YouTube file, and let's say Kdenlive tutorial for beginners, and I can put the name over here. We can call it Kdenlive 1. So you can just save, and this is going to save it as a Kdenlive file. So anytime you can click to continue your editing. And if you want to export, we usually do rendering. Okay, so to render a given clip, you can select the in and out. Just like from here, you can select what goes in and what comes out. This is the in and out point selection. And if you want to render the entire clip, you can just come all the way here to project, and then you can come to render over here, or you hit the command and the enter key to start rendering. So usually when you click the render, you have two options to select the output location, which you can see the default location is the location where you have saved it, or you can select to define another location by just clicking on this folder. You can define another location within your system, and then you can save it over there. And then down here, you have the option to select the properties. Usually the MP4 properties is the best property, so which is what I usually use. So you can select the whole project, or you can do selected zone if you have already specified a selected zone, or you can check out for more options. And once you're done selecting this, which is at the MP4 format, and you specify the location, all you need to do is to say render to a file, and it's going to start rendering over here. You can see the job queue over here, and you can see the progress of it over here. So right now it has 57 minutes, 57 seconds. So let's try to wait for it to kind of render it, so we can have an idea, or we can just play it and see what we have created with our Kdenlive software. And you have the option to abort the job at any given point if you so wish. Right now it has just finished, and we can just go ahead and remove the job if you want, and then close it, and then we can go to the location where we've saved it and check out our file. Okay, and you can see it over here. Yeah, so this is just basically how to use Kdenlive for the beginner's guide. So ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to always hit the subscribe and notification buttons to stay connected to this channel for more of our very useful videos. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.